Welcome to the Love Inspired Leadership Podcast. Welcome, Radiant Souls. This podcast is our safe sanctuary for courageous transformation, where honesty, self-love, and vision guide the way. Today, I feel deeply privileged to welcome Haleh Houshim and a Healthspan. She is a Healthspan Coach, that's mouthful, 2-time bestselling author and a true visionary of holistic wellness, which I just love. So Haleh's story, rising from adversity, embracing her own healing journey, really, and radiating this boundless energy, you can see it right there, is a living proof that new possibilities await those who choose self-love and take bold, loving action. Her presence today is an invitation for every leader to reclaim their health, ignite their purpose and their vitality, and lead with unapologetic courage. So, Haleh, thanks for being here. I'm excited about this.
Yes, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here in your time and space. Thank you for allowing me here. I feel so much excitement and joy.
Well, it does, and we have our journeys, don't we? We have, you and I both have had this opportunity of learning these protocols, practices, tools, and wisdom that it transformed our lives. So we are here to share that wisdom and grace with the world. So your journey from adversity to being this radiant woman of vitality, when you look back on those really difficult, hard chapters of your story, what awakened your purpose and your passion for this health span and living your fullest life?
Thank you. So where do you want me to go, right? It's either the revolution, the corporate world, the domestic violence, or being bedridden. They all have its own story by itself. But I'll go ahead and I'll skip to the one that left me bedridden. I'll skip to that part.
Right.
That was just a regular morning. At that time, I worked in the cancer center for 14 years. It's a well-known hospital that I worked with. Regular work day, so the alarm went off and I was ready to go to work. But this time I couldn't. From that point on, I was bedridden for 3 months, and I even had to be carried to the restroom. I lived a holistic lifestyle. I was athletic. I was fit. I even had a six-pack. Yeah, it's scary when you're living that and how that can hit you like that. Yeah, so it was scary. I fell into depression. I felt like all those muscles became flabby. I gained 20 pounds. It was like night and day. My life turned around and I was not comfortable. I was at so much discomfort. But that being said, they did give me the medical field. When I say they, and they told me that I have a Hashimoto's, chronic fatigue, chronic pain. And I just stopped there listening because they were going to label me more. Because once you get an autoimmune label, there is more coming. And then worse than that is they thought I'm having anxiety attacks or panic attacks due to my domestic violence. So now they were blaming that. So that's a little bit of my story is, but I did get out of bed in 3 months, out and about, living my life after that, out of bed, but I didn't take any meds. So I'm 56 and never been on any meds. So
wonderful. So here's my question then, because I think what I want the audience to do is, if you're in that exact position where Haleh was, or you're even in a position where you're feeling stuck in your life, where you just feel that inability to move forward, and that frustration and that suffering where you don't know what to do. So the question I have for you is and this is the part that fascinates me the most about people and inspires me, is what was that moment when you made that new decision to stop, being a victim, which I call thinking below the line? What was that moment in time where you decided, you know what? I am going to rise above this. I am going to change my mind. I am going to stop listening to the naysayers and everything that people tell me that it's impossible. What was it in that moment that you thought and you felt? That's what I want to know, because there was a moment in time. It is a marker. That's what I find. It's a true marker of making a new decision to go on a new path. So I'm just dying to know that.
Thank you. Yes, that moment. We all have different fingerprints, right? We're all different time zones for our own being. And it's different for each individual. That's the reason why I say we all have different fingerprints. For me, for one person, it could be that instant, they have an aha moment. For some people, it may take years. For some, it may never come. And that is where I tell people that you are extremely powerful. All we have to do is remember. When we shut the outside noise and we begin to remember, when we step away, I usually say nature, but if you can, nature, to just go silent. I'm not saying meditation, but just be with yourself. What is it when you look in the mirror? What is that person that wants? What is that true calling? And we all have the answers. If it takes hours or days to figure out, by not listening to the programming of all the other voices, the thoughts, those are not ours. Those are all in the subconscious mind that's been given to us. So when I was in bed, yes, I fell into depression and I'm like, oh, what if this? But when I shut down everything and I listened to my own inner light, what is it that I want? That's where the answers come.
Yes. 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 And here's the invitation for the audience. This is what I really want you to take away from this interview. We could even end right now and you would have received a gift. Honestly, it is that. Take that time, make that space for grace within your life. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how busy you are. It doesn't matter if you have 6 kids to look after or running a massive corporate position of leadership. Unless we take that time for silence, unless we take that space for grace to listen to our own internal voice of wisdom, because it has the answers. Oh, I just got truth bumps all over.
I did too.
Yeah. No, I call them truth bumps. I don't call them goosebumps. I call them truth bumps. So here's the situation, is that when you do, and when you ask those important open-ended questions, what matters most to me in my life, then you can get more information and then more information. And you have this extraordinary opportunity to live a life that you absolutely are in love with. That it's like, as much as you love your children, you love your life that much and yourself. And it is an opportunity for every person to have that moment in time to redecide, to recalibrate, and reposition that level of resilience in your life. I've done it. Haleh's done it. millions of other people have done it too. But this is an invitation, if you're hearing this, to take it on. Okay? So, oh my goodness. And so here's another thing. I love these conversations. Because this is truth extraordinary. Because those things happen to us. Every single thing that happens to me in my life is for me. It is to guide. It is to direct me into the path of joy, purpose, and meaning. I just need to be open, curious, and wonder, what is that path? What can it be? So that's exactly what you're saying, correct?
Right on. I just love what you're saying, because it's not an accident that we're here, because I do believe, and not believe, but I do know that once we come together collectively, and that if humanity is awakened to know that they are that powerful. They are so powerful. They just have to know it, right?
Wow. And it's a step-by-step process. It's just one little step at a time. When I was younger, I used to think I have to take this giant superwoman leap from where I am to over there. It's not that way. And I say this on every podcast, we're not meant to do this alone. We're not meant to do this alone.
Yeah. No.
So there are people in your life that you can connect with, build a relationship with. You might have met them once. You might have met them 50 times, but they are there for you, to support you, to guide you. Here's my other 3 phases of my system that I support people with. It's first, we have to ask, then we need to allow, which is creating the space for grace. And then we need to receive, which is what I have been purposefully, passionately working on for the last 4 years of my life. Because this concept of receiving, I know you're going to agree with what I'm saying too here, Haleh, is this concept of receiving is so powerful, because then we have more to give.
Exactly.
So as a love-inspired leader, it's important that I serve from my highest self. Also, it's important that I allow myself to receive the gifts. So what do you have to say about that?
Boy, the sexy. I mean, I can go on and on about this conversation, because it started, it was way back when I didn't love myself. And at that time, I'll go a little bit back so people get a little idea. I was born in Iran, Tehran. I came to America when I was in 3rd grade. So the revolution happened. We lost everything. My parents, my mom, basically, her friends were in Beverly Hills. She wanted to live in Beverly Hills. I was, dolled up, pretty, I fit in, but inside my own being, I started hating and criticizing myself, and I literally hated myself. I was athletic, I was fit, and if you look at me, look night and day different, but it doesn't matter. I didn't like that person. And so that hatred towards me, everything starts with us, and it creates more of what we don't want into our lives. So I was constantly inviting what I don't like, being in a job I don't like, being in a domestic violence. So that invited stuff until I was coached by our beloved Louise Hay herself. And she gave me a mirror, which I have next to me. And it says, and I still practice it. Now it's like 3 decades. Look at yourself eye to eye in the mirror. I say, I love you, right when you wake up and when you sleep. Because we're still living, experiencing this planet. So we got to keep reminding ourselves, because everything is with us. When we are in that power, remember who we are, then we attract that towards us.
We do. And I always say, go within to win. So if I choose not to love myself, why would anybody else? I mean, I got to a place,
right?
Okay, that makes sense. So I also know as a woman, for all the listeners that are men out there, I don't know as you as well. I've spent a lot of decades understanding you, but I'm a woman, so I'm going to speak from my perspective. And that is one of the most important things as a woman is to make this decision to go down a path to know who we are and to understand our own strength of character, to live a life of meaning, to be in alignment with what matters most in our life and eliminate the distractions. And when you say that you didn't like yourself, I feel that in the last 5 years of my life, I've been a student of learning how to honor myself. I've been such a giver, such a contributor in corporate world, in being a mother, in being a wife, in contributing to the communities that I served. And I've served many over the last 4 years in business. So, and I've just discovered this whole new self in the last 5 years. It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And it's so good. And it's so much lighter. It's not heavy. It's above the line. It's curious. It's fun. It's adventurous. It's allowing this life to unfold in miraculous ways, I have found. And I know that you live the same because I can feel it.
But we're so aligned. It's ridiculous. I think I also know that when we are so aligned, we attract the same. And the only way we can impact billions of lives, which is my mission, is to come together collectively. Because when we're together, we can do miracles. We can't impact billions alone. So we all need to come together. And once we rise with our knowing that it starts within us, the more peace we'll see outward and the more love it's going to be spread. It's us that needs to come together collectively.
Well, it is. And I truly have always been this eternal optimist. And people have teased me my whole entire life. Now I actually get to be one because I'm giving myself permission. And, the world needs this incredible vitality. They call it energetic vibration. It's the truth. And the more we come from this place, which is light, simple, easy, trusting, has extraordinary value. It's what changes the energy into a room when you walk into a room. This is my vision and dream of this podcast, this love-inspired leadership, to support people to understand what this loving light and how brightly it can shine and how we can change this world from darkness into light for every person on the planet. I have a big vision. It takes that level of clarity and intention in our own personal responsibility and accountability in what we think, how we feel, the emotions we choose to feel or not, the vision, the direction, the meaning, and the purpose, and our calling. I think each person is gifted with an incredible calling to make a difference in our world. So what do you think about that?
Oh my God, you said it all. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just like we are, as one of my, I got to bring this up as we're all talking about this. You are the universe, the master creator. And I bring that up because it became more clear when my dad crossed over on Mother's Day. It was May 2020 Mother's Day. And when I go like away from that, it's such a beautiful feeling that he comes and tells me again. And it's like, you gotta know it and experience that too. Probably most people will not relate if you have a loved one that crosses over and how you get the messages. And it's not like a woo-woo or any of that. It's like you're literally embody and it confirms the messages. How I had to give that message out to the universe so we can leave a legacy of everyone to remember their power, because each one of us are extraordinary and we're unlimited.
Yes.
And we all to own it.
And to own it, to cherish it, to be grateful for it, to appreciate it, and know this is our role as a living legacy. And as we wrap up this podcast, God, we're just talking for hours. I swear.
I know. Me too.
Yes. How I love your purpose, your passion. I know you. I even though we just met today, I feel the self-love that you live. And I also know the fact that, you are a shining light for others to take the same journey that you have been on. So I want to invite the audience to connect with Haleh. All the information will be in the show notes. And I have a gift for everybody today, my 21-day above the line living to live, love, and lead unapologetically with courage. And that will be available for you in the show notes. And for all of you, how will you honor your body and your spirit as vessels of this power, a possibility within your life, so you lead with greater health, compassion, forgiveness, and courage this week? Haleh, this is not the end of our conversations. We will continue on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on the Love Inspired Leadership podcast. If today's episode stirred something in your soul, share it with someone who's ready to aim higher. Keep holding your vision, anchor in your truth, and take intentional, inspired action, because love is all there is.
Hey, I'm Michelle Abraham, founder of the High Vibe Podcast Network, and we are honored to have Carolyn Cooper's Love Inspired Leadership show as part of our network family. For more inspiring shows like this one, visit highvibepodcastnetwork.com, and don't forget to grab your free gifts from our hosts in the gift fold. Till then, stay high vibe and keep sharing your life.